Welcome to Advent of Tessellations 2023. I'm Madonna Yoder, and I hope you will join hundreds of origami folders around the world in folding this daily challenge to increase your origami tessellation folding skills, so the twists and repeating patterns folded all from a single sheet of paper. Welcome back to day 7 of Advent of Tess. Today we're going to be doing something extremely similar to what we did in day 6, which is hexagon, triangle on the same side at tube pleat spacing, but we're using an open hexagon. So we're going to get this open hole in the back instead of the closed hexagon with the closed hole that we had yesterday. So let's go ahead and get started. And with the open hexagon twist, so here's the exact center of my paper. I'm going to be running my mountain folds in one spacing off from the center of the paper. And then my valleys will be another spacing further out away from the center. Because, fun fact, if the valleys were close in, going straight to the center, you wouldn't get an open hexagon twist, you would get a closed hexagon twist on the opposite side. So we're going to bring up our mountains with our valleys further out. And just like with the closed hexagon, we're going to be passing those pleats to our other hand as we establish both the mountain and the valley. And for the final two, notice how I emphasized the mountain of the 6th pleat before I fully put in the 5th. And luckily for us, the open hexagon twist is the easiest twist to squash of the ones we'll be doing. You bop it from the top, just bop. And then smooth it out with the bone folder. So the next thing we're going to do is have those closed triangle twists at tube pleat spacing. So we're going to have our valley one spacing out from the folded mountain, our mountain one spacing further, and we will set up that three-way intersection at the intersection of the two mountain folds. Make sure that our pleats are rotationally symmetric around that center and squash the new triangle twist. Now, since our next twist further out is going to be another copy of this open hexagon, we're doing another alternating pattern. We're going to go around in the same sense as we did in yesterday's video. So I'm coming around counterclockwise to the next pleat coming from the hexagon. I'm finding my tube pleat spacing, bringing up that pleat and setting up the triangle, squashing. And once again, we have that spacing where we're going to be bringing that last grid spacing at the edge of the paper in. And this time, instead of a closed hexagon setup, we're going to have this one small corner of the open hexagon. So notice that this is a pivot. We're pivoting on this point, and we're pivoting over so that the fold goes to this point, the mountain fold coming from our first triangle. And folding to the corner and then folding flat. And this is going to exactly match a corner from our central hexagon. So Next up, I'll rotate and repeat, finding the tube pleat spacing. So valley 1 spacing from the folded mountain, bringing up my new pleat, finding the grid intersection for my 3-way intersection of mountains that defines the closed triangle twist, squashing the closed triangle twist, and then you can see 1 spacing out from this folded mountain is the valley that I'm going to pivot over and flatten to get my new corner of a open hexagon twist. Rotating, we'll repeat exactly the same way again. I'm going to move a little bit faster because you already have 2 examples of me moving slowly with this repetition. And pivot that corner over and squash and rotate, set up that triangle at the exact same spacing, pivot that flap in to squash the corner of the open hexagon, then rotate and repeat. So this time around, because that final triangle pleat isn't crossing the existing pleat before it hits the edge of the paper, I don't need to reorder anything on that pleat overlap. It can just safely lay flat, and then we can bring our flap in as usual on first one and then the other of our 2 well, almost pleat overlaps. And so now we have our piece for today, the open hexagon closed triangle weave, because it uses open hexagons and closed triangles. Now there's other variations that use the same starting setup, and check out the short video for that. But here we are with our piece for today. So tomorrow we're going to use some ideas from today, some ideas from yesterday, and combine them together. I'll see you there.